Hey everyone, my name's Pupsker and today we're talking about the new Warframe swapping ability, and that is the Helminth. The Helminth is the new system that's being implemented in Warframe so that you can swap an ability from one Warframe to another. And it works simply by this. The Helminth is fueled by resources, so it just gets hungry. So it needs to eat food in order for it to do anything, so that's kind of like just a resource dump. It requires resources that it hasn't eaten more often than it has, so that it gets like hungry. Yeah, it's kind of a weird system. Anyways, you feed it that, and it eats a Warframe, and each Warframe has one specific ability that it can swap out. So, for example, you feed the Helminth Limbo, and Limbo has one of Limbo's abilities taken and absorbed into the Helminth. It is one predetermined ability, and we will be going over all of those abilities in this video in case anyone isn't too sure, and I will be describing every single ability that the Helminth can absorb. So it works exactly like that. The Helminth can only eat normal non-prime Warframes, so really you need to have one of each non-prime Warframe that you want to get eaten for its ability, technically. And yeah, the ability stays within the Helminth forever, and you can put it on Warframes at will and take it off, and each configuration can only have one ability on it at a time, and you can put the abilities in whatever slot you want. So for example, Volt's Shock can go in slot 1, 2, 3, or 4. So let's go over each and every one of the abilities that the Helminth can absorb and watch each and every one of those abilities do. Okay, the first Warframe is Ash, and the ability is Ash's Shuriken. At max rank, it is a 25 energy drain, throws out 2 shurikens, and does 500 slash damage, so that'll be a pretty cool ability to throw onto other Warframes. I don't know how meta it'll be, but it is slash damage, so that's good. And the next Warframe is Atlas, and it is actually Atlas's Petrify. So Atlas Hardened Gaze will fossilize foes, heal rumblers, and create petrified bulwarks. When shattered, petrified enemies drop healing rubble for Atlas. Okay, so yeah. So apparently dev notes this won't actually create rubble, so no healing rubble. I guess that's pretty interesting. I don't know how meta this is going to really be though. Yeah, maybe it'll be pretty meta just to fossilize a bunch of foes, but I don't know how meta it'll be for damage or anything, because it's not really healing, it just, you know, fossilizes. So that's pretty cool, actually. I don't know a lot of meta around Warframe, realistically, so I'm kind of curious what the shenanigans will be. But I do like that this is a 20-second fossilize, so really good CC there. Okay, so Banshees will be the third ability. Using Silence surrounds Banshee in an aura that stuns enemies and will limit their perceptions and tactical response to gunfire and Warframe attacks. Okay, so another really good CC ability. I think this one's probably better than Atlas's, let's be real here. This is actually going to be really good to throw on certain Warframes that have a high range and decent, I guess, probably duration. Not even actually, 30 seconds duration's enough, so just high range and probably efficiency will be really nice for this one. Next we have Baruuk and his second ability, Lull. A calming wave slows enemies until they fall into a slumber. Enemies woken by damage will be confused and disoriented. Short-term amnesia means all waking enemies forget anything that happened before the lull. Okay, so another 6 CC ability where you can probably assassinate a ton of enemies. That'll be really fun. It's 5-second duration, 20-second duration sleep, so 5-second duration like confusion on wake up. Yeah, so that's pretty strong. Another really good CC ability, honestly. God, this is going to be so much anarchy. I can't wait. And the next ability is Chroma's Elemental Ward. If you can't tell, we are going in a alphabetical order, because it also goes like that in the dev workshop, which is where I'm getting this information. So, the Elemental Ward. Depending on Chroma's elemental alignment, an offensive area of effect is created. Chroma and its nearby allies are imbued with its defensive energies. Okay, 50 energy drain, 12 meter radius, 25-second duration, 200 health, 100 damage a second, and 10% status chance. So that looks like just a general AoE type ability that just does AoE. All in all, I like it. This will be probably interesting to throw on a lot of people as well. It will need range though. So far we've only seen like big AoE type abilities. We haven't seen, well, we have seen shurikens as the non-AoE type abilities, but so far a lot of AoE. I'm okay with this though. Yeah, I don't care. It'll be fun to throw things on anything, to be honest. Next we have Ember with Fire Blast. Slam the ground to create a wave of incinerating plasma that knocks back enemies and strips their armor. Pretty good ability all in all, to be honest. 75 energy drain, 66 heat damage, 10-meter radius, and armor reduction of 25 to 50%. So this ability is pretty good, needless to say, just for the armor stripping. All in all, pretty good. Glad you can actually throw this on some Warframes. It's gonna be such a shit show. Next, we have Equinox's second ability, and that is Rest and Rage. And in night form, targets are put to sleep. In day form, targets become more vulnerable to damage. And the dev notes for this one is we will use Rest or Rage depending on your energy color. Okay, so change your energy color and then it'll be Rest, change your energy color and it'll be Rage. So day, oh sorry, I guess I'll go over the generals. 25 energy, 50 meter radius, 22 second duration, 5 meter radius. Okay, so day, 50% damage vulnerability, and 20% speed increase, and night is wake up threshold of 50%. Okay, so that's pretty good all in all. More vulnerable to damage, or targets are put to sleep. Nice, I like it. It looks like it's a good CC, and it's a good single target for damage increase. I don't know how much needed that is though, but all in all, I like it. For Excalibur, we have his second ability, Radial Blind, emits a bright flash of light, blinding all enemies in a small radius for several seconds. 50 energy drain, 25 meter radius, and a 15-second duration. I like this ability. It's great CC, blinds enemies, and then you can just assassinate them, kill them a lot easier. You can use it, honestly, when you pull out your Exalted Blade, so it's not the best, but the Exalted Blade one has a smaller radius, so Radial Blind, all in all, really good CC. This is good for a Warframe that you want to do a lot of assassinations on, or you just don't want to get hit, let's be honest here. Good CC. For Frost, we have his Ice Wave, sends a wave of razor-sharp crystallized ice towards an enemy, dealing heavy damage. Drain of 50 energy, 700 cold damage, 3 meter width, 20 meter length, and 45-degree angle. All in all, I don't know how good this one is. I'm gonna say not great. It's the reason you don't see Frost running around throwing Ice Wave. So this one probably won't be super meta. That's all I can really say about it. Oh well, still pretty cool though, because you can make any kind of goofy build, so that'll probably be what that one's for. But there might be some meta builds around it. We'll see. I just don't know any, sorry. Next, we have Gara Spectrorage. Oh, sorry, Spectrorage. Trap enemies in a carousel of mirrors, forcing them to attack visions of their true selves. Destroyed mirrors damage their attackers, as does the collapse of the carousel. 25 energy drain, 22 second duration, 12 mirrors. The damage is 800 and the area damage is 1500 of the 3 basic types of damage. All in all, that's pretty cool. It's area. It's a small area, but still like kind of single target, but not single target. Yeah, I like it. It just looks pretty cool. I don't know how meta it is though, to be honest, but I do like that. It can be fun to throw on a lot of people. Next, we have Garuda's second ability, Blood Altar. Impale an enemy on an altar of talons and siphon health for Garuda and her allies. 50 energy drain, 30 meter radius, 8 meter heal radius, duration 20 seconds, health per second 25%, damage per second 1%. I like this ability. Yeah, this is actually really good support ability, honestly. Just AoE heals. Yeah, nothing against this. This is pretty sick, honestly. Especially for builds with high range, like really high range. That'll be so useful. And even like a little bit of strength. That's just pretty good, all in all. I like it. I like it. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Next, we have Gauss's third ability, Thermal Sunder. Siphon kinetic energy from the area, charging the battery and inflicting cold status on nearby enemies. Hold reverses the process, draining the battery and inflicting heat status on nearby enemies. Okay, all in all, cool. Drain 50 energy. Radius 12 meters, duration 15 seconds, status duration 4 to 8 seconds, cold damage 150 to 750 cold, heat damage 300 to 1500 heat. I mean, this looks actually like a pretty cool area attack damage ability. I'm not gonna lie. Again, it'll be fun with high range builds where you can just run around to kill stuff. Maybe really good in exterminates. I like this. This will be fun to throw on stuff. Just to make, like, even more hella stupid AFK builds, to be honest. I like it, though. Next, we have Grendel and his Nourish, and this does inflict toxin damage on feasted enemies in Grendel's gut 1 by 1, absorbing nourishment to buff allies, tap to cycle through buffs, and hold to cast. Okay, one of those types. So it has multiple uses. Okay, so this one has a dev note of keeps the heal and give Nourish strike only. Okay. Inflict toxic damage, yeah. So damage is 50, or sorry, drain is 50. Damage is 2500 toxin, 25 second duration, 25 meter radius, 50 heal, so that all stays. It has a Nourish Strike damage multiplier of 1.5 times. And that's all it does. I guess it doesn't do the other two. Yeah, I guess that's cool, but it's just like a healing strike with a damage multiplier, so it's not like stupid or anything, right? But maybe it's really good for one-shotting stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I like it, though. It's pretty cool. See, there's like a bunch of possibilities, so I never know. Next is Harrow, and the ability is Condemn. Cast a wave of energy that chains them where they stand. Each enemy held reinforces Harrow's shield. So it has a 25 energy drain, range of 20 meters, duration of 6 seconds, and each enemy you hit gives you 150 shield. Oh, that's actually really cool. Yeah, I like this ability with some strength on it. Of course, will be really nice shielding. All in all, I like it. So next we have Hildryn's Pillage. Pillage a percentage of shields and armor of nearby enemies to replenish Hildryn's own shields and overshields. Also remove status effects from Hildryn and her allies. So drain is 150 shield, radius is 8 meters, duration is 2 seconds, and drain is 25%. So this might actually just be good on any type of support character. All in all, I really like this, honestly. It's a good buff to everyone. Yeah, I like this though. So this is good. I like this. The range on this, that'll be, I guess, really useful. No, not range, sorry. It has an 8 meter radius, so yeah, I guess it does need range actually. But all in all, I like this. 10 out of 10. Oh, and it drains 50 energy instead of 50 shield. So I guess it drains energy instead of shield. Interesting. Interesting. Sorry, that's what the dev note says. Next, we have Hydroid's Tempest Barrage, and that just targets an area and calls down a barrage of liquid fury. Charge this attack to increase the lethality of the onslaught. Oh, I didn't actually know this. 25 drain, 10 meter radius, duration 5 to 10 seconds, damage 150 to 300 impact, explosion radius 5 meters. All in all, this is like decent, but since it's impact damage, it's not like OP or anything. It's just cool. I don't see a huge meta use for this though, to be honest. But if anyone obviously knows knows anything else, tell me, because I'm kind of curious if this would have any meta uses, to be honest. Next, we have Inaros's Desiccation, that blasts enemies with a wave of cursed sand that blinds them and steals their health. 25 energy drain, 150 damage, I can't remember what type that is. 15 meter radius, 8 second duration, 8 damage per second, and a 25% lifesteal. So this is, I want to say, is honestly, it's just good if you want some lifesteal and if you have some strength and duration. It's not really my cup of tea, and I don't know what meta builds this would be on, but hey, let me know, because I have no idea. Quiver on Ivara. Cycle through and shoot one of 4 tactical arrows. Cloak, Dashwire, Noise, and Sleep. In the Conclave, use the Null Shield and Slow Arrows. So this one has a dev note of Tap Cloak, Hold Noise, Augment only affects Cloak and Dashwire. Okay. So that is a 25 energy drain, 2.5 meter bubble radius, and a 12-second bubble duration. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, that's pretty cool, but I'm not too sure what the arrows do, so I don't know well enough. Cool, cool, cool. Next, we have Korra's Ensnare. Bind a helpless, hapless targets in living metal, entangling others who stray too close. Whip Claw will refresh the trap, allowing it to capture more enemies. 50 drain, 30 meter range, 10 meter radius, 15-second duration, and 0.5-second propagation delay. Pretty cool CC, honestly. 10 out of 10 would recommend. It's actually really cool. I like it. Banish. Cast a wave of rift energy that damages hostiles while pushing enemies and allies out of Limbo's current plane of existence. 25 energy drain, 35 meter range, 25-second duration, and 250 damage, and that is impact damage. So, dev note, base ability change, add cancel ability on hold to let enemies out of the rift. So, since they're out of your plane of existence, hold to get them back in, pretty much. I can see this as a decent CC, but I don't really see the point of this, to be honest. Because, like, if you're not in his realm, then what's the point of this, right? Just do 250 impact? Yeah, I don't know. It's just good CC if you're, like, maybe dying in a second. But that's all I can guess. But tell me otherwise if you know. Next, we have Loki's Decoy. Loki deploys a holographic copy of himself, drawing enemy fire. 25 energy drain and 25-second duration. Yeah, so this is probably useful on a lot of support frames, just to like draw fire away from people, do less damage. So that's actually probably pretty useful on a lot of types of different supports. So now we have Mag's Pull. Magnetic force pulls enemies towards you, stunning them and bringing them into melee range. That's a 25 energy drain, 25 meter range, 300 magnetic damage, 300 magnetized damage, and a 25% drop chance. Yeah, this will be probably useful on a lot of warframes if you really want to build for it. I just don't see it happening because I don't think Mag's Pull is super useful, but it could be useful for farming because of the drop chance. So that's mainly what I see it for. Either way, tell me if I'm wrong. For Mesa, we have Shooting Gallery. Gives an ally extra damage while jamming the guns of nearby enemies. This power shifts between team members. 50 energy drain, 25% damage, 30-second duration, and a 16-meter radius. Yeah, this is really useful for a lot of support too, honestly. So this could go on a lot of people, so I can just see it anywhere, to be honest. It's good, useful support. What more can I say? Next, we have Mirage's Eclipse. Standing in light, Mirage deals heavy damage, while the shadows make Mirage difficult to track and even harder to hurt. 25 energy drain, 25-second duration, 200% damage increase, 75% damage reduction. I can see this on so many damage builds, or even like tank builds, but it really depends on where you're gonna go. So I feel like this might be a hard ability to build towards, but Plains of Eidolon, the damage reduction, okay, that'll always happen at night when fighting like Eidolons, right? And the damage increase, if you go to Plains of Eidolon, will always be in the day, other than maybe like caves. So I don't know, I feel like it might be hard to mod towards or like pay attention to, but it's good in general, to be honest, if you have enough duration to keep that up. And it's pretty easy to keep up, so I like that so much. Next we have Necros's Terrify. Cast fear into the hearts of nearby enemies, causing them to run away in terror. 75 energy drain, 15 meter radius, 25-second duration, 20 enemies affected, and a 20% armor reduction. Yeah, this is probably going to be really useful for mainly the armor reduction and just CC. Really good for support, again. A lot of good support abilities coming out over here. So you just can't be mad at this. Next, we have Nazaz's Firewalker. Blaze a trail of flames, scorching enemies and cleansing allies, teleporting blasts the landing area with a ring of fire. Oh, okay, so just like straightforward damage in AoE. 25 drain, 30-second duration, effects last 10 seconds, speed increase of 25%, explosion radius only 6 meters though, damage a second, 200 fire damage, heat, and explosion damage 1,250. Yeah, I can see this going on. I could throw that on Gauss just for fun. Yeah, I like this, to be honest. I throw it on Volt too. Screw it, why not, right? Yeah, I can see a lot of fun with this too. I like this. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Next we have Nidus Larva. Spawn an infested pod that erupts with tendrils, latches onto nearby enemies and pulls them in. 25 energy drain, 12 meter radius, and a 7-second duration. This can be really useful to throw on a lot of farming frames, to be honest. So yeah, this is really great. I really like this. I really like that you can actually put this on other people. This is a really sick ability. 10 out of 10 would recommend Nidus. Next we have Nova's Null Star. Create antimatter particles that orbit Nova and seek nearby targets. Each active particle gives 5% damage reduction to Nova's health, stacking up to 90%. Okay, that's pretty useful, honestly, especially for tank frames. Throw this on a Naros, Rhino. Oh, okay, I love it already. 25 energy drain, 6 antimatter particles, 12 meter range, and 150 slash damage. Yeah, I really like this, honestly. This is so good on Inaros especially. So 10 out of 10 would recommend. That's like just one of the obvious instant metas. Yeah, it's just so good, to be honest, especially for him. Next we have Nyx's Mind Control. Nyx invades the psyche of a target, confusing enemies and making them fight for the Tenno cause. Targets then fire upon by Nyx receive a damage multiplier. 25 drain, 60 meter range, and 30-second duration. I don't know how meta this is going to be. I don't think super meta, but it'll be like pretty cool to see it on other people. But if it is like some super secret meta around this, let me know. Next we have Oberon's Smite. Focuses deadly energy within a target and then projects it outwards, damaging both the target and surrounding enemies. 25 energy drain, initial damage 150, impact and what is that, radiation, 75 orb damage, 10% orb damage, 3 is the number of orbs, 5 meter orb range, and 20 meter range in general. I don't know how meta this is either, but it looks really cool and I could see a lot of fun with that too. So 10 out of 10 Oberon, I like you. Next we have Octavia's Resonator. Launches a roller ball that charms foes to follow it, combines with the mallet to receive a roving ball of sonic destruction. 50 energy drain, 20-second duration, 6 meters is the min charm radius, 15 meters is the maximum, and the damage slash charm is 125. Okay, so this is pretty cool all in general. I just don't know how much of a meta item this is. This is just a pretty decent, it'll always be like thrown around item. So I do like the music that goes along with it though, so I like this. Good job, Octavia. For Protea, we have the Dispensary. Deploys a device that generates 3 pickups after a short delay. Empowered Health Orb, Universal Ammo Pack, and Energy Orb. Now this is another like really useful support ability. 75 energy drain, lasts 25 seconds, and the extra pickup chance is just 25%. So that'll just be useful for support and for resource taxing missions. But like, come on, health, energy, ammo, like you can't hate it at all. It'll be useful for sure. Next we have Revenant's Reeve. Dash through enemies as a wall of sentient energy, leeching shields and health from any encountered, enhanced for thralls. 50 energy drain, 6 meter width of the wall, 1 second duration, 40% health drain, and 40% drain. So that's like all in all just pretty useful. Might honestly be really useful for someone like Inaros again. Sorry, I just really like think about Inaros right now because just big health go nom, and the drain is really nice. So yeah, I can see that on like a lot of tanks though for sure, or just anything that needs to drain health or build up shields maybe like Hildryn too. Yeah, could be really cool. For Rhino we have Roar, and that does, oh my god, this is just great support in general. Grants all nearby warframes increased damage for short duration. That costs 75 energy, lasts 30 seconds, 25 meter radius, and a 50% damage increase. So this is just great support no matter how you look at it, because you can easily get everything doubled almost there, depending on what you want to go for. So 10 out of 10, like this is awesome. I like it. Next we have Saren with Molt. Shedding her skin like a snake, Saren leaves a decoy behind to draw fire from enemies. 50 energy drain, 40-second duration, health 500, radius 10 meters. The damage is 400 toxin, has a speed multiplier of 1.5, and the buff lasts 5 seconds. Yeah, I mean, like, this is pretty cool, but I don't know how meta it might be. It might be really useful for certain, like, stealth frames, just to get more speed. I just don't know what the meta for this would be, but it'll be pretty cool to get out of situation, so yeah, whatever, cool. For Titania, we have Spellbind. Enemies fumble their weapons as they are whisked into the air. Nearby allies become immune to status effects. Hold the ability to cast the immunity onto Titania. 25 energy drain, 50 meter radius, 5 meter radius, or sorry, 50 meter range, 5 meter radius, and a duration of 16 seconds. I don't know like how meta this will be either. I honestly just can't think of it. So yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be going on to other warframes as well. Nice. Next we have Trinity's Well of Life. Create a Well of Life on an enemy. Allies will gain health when damaging the target. 25 energy drain, 100 meter range, 12 second duration, 8 meter radius, health per second is 100, and the lifesteal, it's like pretty small at 1%. Again, I can't see a super awesome meta for this, but it'll be really like useful and cool for support. So, I mean, you can't be mad. The health drain even at 1% is really high at a low level, so that's pretty cool. Next we have Valkyr's Warcry, but just before I go on, Trinity did have a dev note for the Well of Life, and that is base ability is buffed, so it's even better. Now does small amount of heal over time over a large range. If you hit the enemy, a percent of the damage dealt gets converted into AoE heal, so Well of Life's better. So Valkyr Warcry. Valkyr lets out a rallying warcry that bolsters her allies' speed while slowing down nearby enemies. 75 drain, 25 meter radius, duration 15 seconds, 50% armor increase, speed increase 50%, and speed decrease of 30%. So this is super awesome, especially on like things like Rhino. You could do sick range builds, like, oh my god, this is just great support. So you can throw it on any other support frames. Hell, yeah, no. Rhino and Valkyr have sick shareable abilities that go so well together, to be honest, and I like it. So they can swap together, I guess. Vauban's Tesla Nervos. Deploy a roller drone that attaches itself to enemies and delivers bursts of arcing electricity to anything in the immediate area. 25 drain, 150 damage electricity, 25 electricity damage per second, 50% status, 10 charges with a 6 meter radius. All in all, honestly, I do like this ability, so I can see it going on others for support, so I really do like this. I just don't know any super metas it would go on, but I like it. Next, we have Volt's Shock. Launches a shocking projectile. It stuns and deals high damage to a single target and chain damage to nearby enemies. Drain 25 energy with 5 chain links, 200 electricity damage, and 15 range. I don't know how meta this is, honestly, at all, but hey, that's going on other people. Next, we have Wisp's Breach Surge. Open a dimensional breach to overwhelm nearby enemies and cause them to release aggressive surge sparks when damaged. Wisp may also target a reservoir to teleport it and double the range of the surge. 50 energy drain, 18 meter radius, blind duration of 16 seconds with a 2 times damage multiplier and a 20% status chance. I don't have enough like interaction with this ability to know how amazing it'll be, but it looks pretty cool and just good in general. So I can see that going on other warframes just for flavor for sure. For Wukong, we have Defy. Wukong and his twin become invulnerable and defy enemies to attack. All damage is captured, stored, and dealt back in a single furious strike of Wukong's staff. Bonus armor is then granted relative to the damage captured. Yeah, so this is actually pretty sick, just invulnerability really. Drain 50 energy, time invulnerable 2 seconds, so it's not super long. Damage multiplier 7.5 times, radius 12 meters, armor duration 25 seconds with a armor multiplier 1.5 times. Yeah, so this I can see being really useful for a lot of warframes that just soak up some melee range damage. So any tanks again. Yeah, so I can see it being useful for sure. I just don't know how meta that is, because I don't know. It seems like a spammy type ability for sure, if possible. There is a dev note saying that like Zaku's ability will be a Zataw's Whisper, so when that comes out, yeah, I can't remember it off the top of my head, but hey, it will be Zataw's Whisper. Last, we have Zephyr's Airburst. Generate a burst of massively dense air that explodes on contact and sends enemies flying. Launch airbursts into tornadoes to make them grow. 50 energy drain, 500 damage out of the 3 basic types, and does an 8 meter radius. I don't know how meta this will be. I don't imagine super meta, so I don't see it being used a ton, but hey, it is what it is. Anyways, guys, that's the end of this video. That is every Warframe ability that'll be used for the Helminth, and what every single one of them does. I just wanted to make this video just to make sure that everyone knew what the abilities were and how the Helminth exactly worked. So this is, yeah, that's how it is. Any Warframe will be able to take one of those Warframe abilities as long as you sacrifice him to the Helminth, but you can only have one swapped out at a time. Pretty interesting all in all, and it'll bring a new meta to Warframe with a lot of really interesting builds for support, tank, damage, guns, melee, anything you can think of. So if you like the video, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.